States Marine. Charles is a Navy veteran. We're here today because we're honoring our veterans as you are. And you mentioned that even though you did not have a chance to serve in the service, the least you can do is come out with a sign that says thank you and talk about honoring our veterans. Could you talk a little bit about that for us, please?
Well, as I told you, during Vietnam, when I was in college, I had a high number of drafts and so forth, and I was never called, and I never went. I've always had a little bit of guilt about that, but I always have appreciated what everyone else does, and I just think of us living here every day, just living our normal lives, and all of our soldiers over there fighting for us. So I think it's really important for us all to be out here.
Well, as a Marine, I have the obligation and responsibility to have you become an honorary Marine. That's okay with you.
Well, that'd be wonderful. Thank you.
Because I appreciate you being out here today. Tell us how wonderful it is that we're here in Houston honoring our veterans and why it's so important for us.
Well, I think it's important because I don't think most people realize what's happening every day around the world that our soldiers are going through.
Exactly.
And I know that after Vietnam, a lot of soldiers came back and there wasn't much thank you or anything. And I've just made it a point in my life to always be sure and thank soldiers. I thank policemen. I thank all the public servants who do stuff for us because they have hard jobs and they aren't as appreciated as they should be.
And what is it that you would say to our veterans? What advice would you give them as representing citizens of America? This is going overseas around the world. Talk to our veterans and tell them what it is that we're doing and why it's so important for us to honor them.
I think it's important because if we don't tell you, how do you know? And there are millions of us who really appreciate everything you do every day. We appreciate your service, and we just want you to know that we really appreciate you. And you haven't been forgotten.
Thank you, Ray. Charles, thoughts for Gray?
Well, what would you tell just the average person that, in other words, you've stepped out from the crowd, you're willing to say thank you. What would you give that advice then to other people who may not have served, but how can they show their appreciation?
In any way that they can, and this parade is the first publicly sponsored parade I heard on the news, and I just think it's important. I wish there'd be as many people here as are out to the rodeo parade and the St. Patrick's parade and everything else, because this is certainly a lot more important than those.
Exactly right.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Well, I want to thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
And as an honorary Marine, I want to thank you again. And I appreciate your service.
I'm glad to be here.
All right, that's great.
Thank you so much.